aircraft, and that's where we come into the superconducting side.
Hi there.
And this is where data being collected here.
A real power system.
And that gives us the opportunity to travel to last 36.
The demand, we can meet at the right time. Does it keep the voltages and the frequency? Does it keep everything working? So these type of facilities
We make this effectively a virtual laboratory, so that data is available on the web for researchers around the world to draw on the experience here in Scotland and the insight in Scotland. National visitors coming over to use the laboratories. Again, Laza is just about to put an application into the Royal Society of Edinburgh scheme to bring some.
Are you considering further use of the military in the NHS, and what kind of roles would they be used in?
Health boards will consider on a case-by-case basis whether they could benefit from input from the military, and some health boards have already requested that. Some health boards are already using that, and any support that the military gives us, whether it's around the vaccination programme or the work they're doing with the Scottish Ambulance Service or other work with the health boards, we're deeply grateful for. It's always going to be, in a relative sense, at the margins of the overall NHS effort, but we are much more generally focused on the support we're giving health boards through the various measures the Health Secretary outlined a couple of weeks ago to build capacity in the health service, to recruit more staff into the health service, to improve the flow of patients through the health service. That is about making sure that there is appropriate use of our emergency services, but also that people are not in hospital for longer than necessary, through work to reduce delayed discharges. All of that is the much more fundamental work that we're seeking to do to get the NHS through winter, but onto a sustainable footing for the future.
And just finally then, how long do you see this military commitment with the NHS lasting for? Do you think it will go on throughout this winter?
Look, for as long as health boards think that's necessary and the military believe it can play a part. But important though that is, and valued though that is, and I want to thank the military for all the work they do, the much more substantial effort is around the winter plan, the hundreds of millions of pounds of resources that are backing the winter plan, the NHS recovery plan that is targeting an increase in capacity in the National Health Service over the next few years. That's the guts of the work we are doing to make sure that our NHS, which is under significant pressure as a result of COVID, as the NHS in every part of the UK is, comes through this challenge and continues to adapt and reform for the future.
Thank you. Cheers.
Questions for Global. We have the budget being set by the UK government this week. What would you be looking for from that budget?
Well, I think we need to see strong financial commitment to recovery from COVID, no return to austerity, strong commitment to public services, and a recognition that this is a moment to keep supporting the economy and our public services, not to start to withdraw that support and put recovery at risk. I would also hope we would see support for the most vulnerable, lowest income people across the country. I would hope we would see a reversal of the removal of the universal credit uplift, but short of that, strong support given the cost of living pressures that many people are facing. So we will watch with interest, obviously, what the Chancellor has to say on Wednesday, because his decisions have a massive impact on the ability of the Scottish Government to fulfil the ambitions we have over the year to come.
And just finally, we did see over the weekend news of an SNP staffer having their Westminster pass revoked for sharing a tweet that seemingly promoted violence towards women. What's your response?
I don't know all of the details of this. It's a matter for the Westminster authorities, so it's probably not a good idea for me to speculate or comment on details I'm not fully aware of. What I would say is that everybody in politics, at all levels of politics, led obviously by those in the most senior positions like me, we have a real responsibility to disagree passionately where we do, because that's the essence of democracy, but always to do that with civility, with respect, with dignity, and our democracy demands that as well. So my message and encouragement to everybody in politics is to remember kindness and empathy as we take forward the perfectly legitimate political and democratic disagreements that we have.